Sixth Pan-African Malaria Conference enters its fourth day at the Albert Lutuli International Convention Center in Durban today. The conference will run until the end of the week, and the theme of this year's conference, as we know, is moving towards malaria elimination, investing in research and control. Now, Ayanda Mhlongo joins us now from the International Convention Center down in Durban. Now, Ayanda, very good morning to you. How are you doing this morning?
Very good morning. I'm fine, thanks, Blaine.
And it is indeed an interesting conference. It gets interesting day by day. Lots of information coming out, and I'm sure you're going to be a malaria expert by the end of this conference. Tell us what's happening. I understand you're going to be talking about surveillance. What's happening over the last couple of days, yeah?
Well, definitely, Blaine, as you said, it's been a very, very insightful and interesting conference. We've been bringing you, of course, during the last 3 days, all the developments, exciting new innovations and news that is coming out of this conference. We have, over the past days, been talking about from prevention, treatment. We spoke about vaccines, insecticides. We've dealt with issues of resistance. But as you know, and as you were talking about, the theme of this of the conference is that countries are now moving towards elimination. We know in our country, South Africa has set itself a goal that by 2018 it hopes to have eliminated malaria, and one of the most effective ways of doing that is surveillance. Now, according to the World Health Organization, surveillance enables countries to monitor changing disease patterns. Strong malaria surveillance also helps countries to design effective health interventions and evaluate the impact of their malaria control programs. The World Health Organization has been encouraging and urging malaria endemic countries to strengthen their surveillance. Now, one country that has had an effective surveillance system is, in fact, one of our neighbors, Swaziland. And this morning from Swaziland, I'm joined by Mr. Simon Kunene, who is from the Ministry of Health in Swaziland. A very good morning to you, Mr. Kunene.
Morning, Ayanda.
Surveillance in your country, it's been a very effective firsthand. You've dealt with it firsthand. How effective has it been?
Surveillance is very critical as we pursue our elimination agenda, because it allows you to understand your problem much better. That's why in my country we have got a huge investment on strengthening the surveillance in our systems.
And how do you go about with surveillance? I know that it's about identifying cases as they come. As soon as a case is reported, you then profile that particular case. Is that how it works in your country?
Yeah, I think as a country we have taken a very serious decision in adopting new technologies as we move on with our elimination agenda. For every case that gets confirmed in Swaziland, I don't care which facility, I get an immediate SMS to tell me this facility has got a confirmed case and reported by who and what treatment did that patient get. So we have a very good system, and we then move on to go to that household, because partially we must show where the cases are coming from. And the follow-up is meant to check, was the person, did he travel maybe in the last 2-4 weeks, so that we classify the cases as either important or local cases. Emphasis are more on the local cases. We have a challenge because we get most of our cases coming from our neighbors, which I will not mention, maybe South Africa.
In your opinion, I was just reading that malaria surveillance seems to be weak in countries with a high malaria burden. Why is this, and how can it change, in your opinion?
Maybe the burden is too huge, but as WHO has given guidance that if you want to move towards elimination, please invest in surveillance. So the countries with high burden, I think that's where they are moving also, because for you to be able to mobilize resources, you must be able to describe the problem. You can't do that if your surveillance system is weak.
And I know that one of the sessions that you attended was, in fact, on surveillance here at the conference. Did anything new come out on how we can further improve surveillance going forward?
Yeah. The use of new technologies, I think it came out very clear that if countries are to move, but we are always scared of adopting new technologies. We think it's expensive and stuff, but there is evidence that with adopting new technologies, we can do better as member states in the African region.
Just lastly, Mr. Kunene, you're speaking on traveling, of course, and we know that there's another concern of imported malaria. How are we dealing with that as Swaziland, working together, of course, with the neighboring countries?
We have what we call the Lubombo Special Development Initiative, which comprises of the three countries, Swaziland, Mozambique, and South Africa. I think in the last 10 years, we are running a very good program, and we saw the results in the three countries. We saw the burden of disease being reduced by up to 90% in Swaziland and South Africa. Then Mozambique, there were significant reductions of up to 60%. So there is a value in collaborating because the mosquitoes, they respect no boundaries. So we must do more on the collaboration.
Mr. Kunene, thank you very much for your time this morning. Blaine, conferences, of course, are drawing to a close. It's day 4 today. Still a lot of sessions as delegates are wrapping up. Tomorrow, of course, is the closure of the conference. So obviously we'll be bringing you throughout the course of the day what is happening in the last day, literally, of the conference.